Hello everyone, I am Stork from Rstorcdk in Denmark and welcome to my deck building guide. So today we're going to look at Spider-Man, and that's pretty much because I found this card, Ingenuity. Play only if your identity has the Genius trait. Maximum per player, exhaust Ingenuity, generate a mental resource, and Peter is a genius. So this is usually how I've come up with these decks, is that I found some of the new cards and then I see, oh, if only I can use this on some of the older heroes, and what better way to demonstrate this than core box hero here. So we got a theme going on here, and this is usually how I start. So yeah, we got one card here, and maybe genius, maybe mental resources. Let's see where we're going with this. But before we do anything else, I like to rate heroes on their cards and their base powers. So we have his thwarting capabilities, we have his damage capabilities, we have his survival, and we have his resource generating capabilities. So this is a great example because he has resource generating capabilities on his hero side and also ego side. But at first we're going to look at his thwarting capabilities. It's going to be one thwart, pretty bad. What does he have in thwarting cards? He have 2 spider traces, 1 cost upgrade, attached to a minion. When attached minion is defeated, remove 3 threat from a scheme. So this is pretty unreliable. What if there are no minions and we crucially need to remove some threat? And this is all he got. I mean, this is all his thwarting capabilities. This is pretty bad. If this is not the worst thwarting capabilities in the game, I don't know what it is. Even Hulk has a thwarting event that he can play. So this is terrible. So he definitely needs some fixing with his thwarting here. Yeah, weaker side. So we found his weakness. Now we're gonna look at his damage potential. 2 attack, not too bad. It's pretty baseline. He has Black Cat here with no consequential damage, so unless it's like a retaliate enemy, she's gonna just keep hanging. So this is okay. And then we have something. 3 cost, deal 8 damage to an enemy. 3 of those. So what I'm already seeing here is we either have like really low damage or really high damage. And it would suck to have play an attachment on a 3 health minion and not having Black Cat on the board, for example, and then having to not kill it or spend this to deal 8 damage to a 3 health minion. So I think we need like something in between, maybe 3 or 4 damage cards that are not this costly. So this is something that I'm looking at here. Yeah, but damage capability is a bit weird, like something in the middle maybe. Then we look at survival here, 3 defense, 10 hit points. 10 is okay. I don't like building 9 health heroes because I'm always feeling like I have to build their survival up. But besides that, we have 2 backflips. Yeah, when you would take any amount of damage from an attack and all of that damage. Well, here we go. That's pretty damn good. So let's keep those from the side here. We have Enhanced Sparta Sense. When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel it when revealed effects. That's also great because that's usually the cards that says when the villain attacks you. So we're already off a great start here. And May, heal 4 damage from Peter Parker. Are you kidding me? He's just keep going here. And wait, there's more. Webbed Up. Attached to an enemy, maximum per enemy. When test enemy would attack, discard Webbed Up instead, then stun that enemy. It's okay, but since we got all that stun immunity, steady villain thing going on here, I don't think it's as good as it was in the beginning. And the funny thing is, it doesn't really scale with his hero power. Which is what we come up to next here. We have his hero power, and or his resource generating abilities. When the villain initiates an attack against you, draw 1 card. It's really good. Then we have his generate a mental resource on the backside here. And then we have his web shooters, which are also quite good because they will make him able to generate wild resources. So you can actually use all of these special resource cards here. And if we are going to make a mental resource deck, then this is going to be insanely good. So his resource generation is on the great side here. He has very good survival, probably the best survival in the entire game, probably the worst thwarting in the entire game, and some strange damage. So where would I start? Well, maybe I would start with his thwarting because that's the worst part. Usually I start with defense, and well, I'm actually thinking here, since he has all that healing, he only has 10 hit points. Maybe we should add an endurance here. just to start with, so he can actually heal that damage, take that damage and heal it. Yeah, I think that's the plan. But yeah, since we're generating these mental resources, I'm thinking we're going with Justice, and we're starting up with multitasking here. Remove 2 threat from a scheme, 1 cost. If you paid for this card using a mental resource, move 2 threat from a different scheme. I think we can take 3 of those. This is really great value for 1 cost. And now here's something that I found out. When you're playing, we need more thwarting of course, but when you're playing 1 or 2 players, I found that clear area is the better choice compared to for Justice, even though this is like mental resource. Usually just over thwarting a scheme in 1 or 2 player. If you're playing 3 or 4 player, you would definitely choose this over clear the area, because the chances of you clearing the schemes with all that threat is very low. But since most people are playing 1 or 2 player games, I would put clear the area in this deck. So what are we looking at here? Very low costly thwarting cards here. So what I'm actually thinking is maybe we should keep the high cost cards for the basic cards, because I do like running those double power cards, the power of Justice, power of all of that. But since our highest cost card is actually Ingenuity, I think we should go with these 3 for starters. Now I'm tempted to look whether or not I should choose Haymaker or Stealth Strike for my damage. Well, this is like the same cost as Swing Web Kick. This is more in between, and this is most likely gonna deal with whatever I'm up against compared to this. I can just hero power the rest of it or black cat it. Yeah, I'm actually tempted to just avoid Stealth Strike and choose 3 Haymakers. And then of course I'm going to go power on all of us, because now we are going all in on the basic cards we have for thwarting. So, well, to play these low cost cards, we need some card draw. We can pay for Avengers Mansion, no problem. We can play for Nick Fury, no problem. He has card draw, he has high cost, he has damage, he has thwarting, he has everything, and this is just plain good. So I would like to look at some allies now, because we only have Black Cat and we have Nick Fury. This is not going to stay on the table. This is going to stay on the table most likely. So let's go through all the basic allies here. So Blade. After Blade's thwarts attacks, choose to either spend a physical resource from your hand or discard him. Well, we are not going to be able to play physical since we are going a lot of mental here. This is not from our hand. This is not from our hand, so this is not going to be an option. Heimdall. Well, it sounds good, 5 cost, but he has double consequential damage here, so he's actually only going to be able to attack twice. That's 5 cost for 6 damage, that's way too much. So that is Martin X, only Guardian. 1813, we're not building a shield deck, so she's going out of the way. Guardian only Rocket, too bad though. This shield deck again. Ironheart, well this is again, if you're building a hero that doesn't have the survivability of Spider-Man, she would be okay. She's still a bad Marie Hill, but she's okay. She goes in, thwart for 1, draws your card, and then takes a hit. But we don't need her. Well, funny enough, she's not a Web Warrior, so we can't play Hobie Brown here. And this is Peter. Snowguard is an interesting option here, because she can actually potentially deal 9 damage. But I don't know, maybe we put her on the side and then see. We have more Nick Furies, so don't worry about that. Mockingbird. Low stats, she can stun, but doesn't really scale with her hero power, and yeah, she's not really good, besides the stun. Again, need to be a Web Warrior, and apparently Peter Parker is not a Web Warrior. Groot. Unfortunately, he's not a Guardian either. I would love him to be a Guardian, because this is insane. Groot is really good. Same as Gamora. Cosmo, I don't really know. Too low, too bad stats. Drax a Guardian, War Machine. Well, it's okay. Comes in with this toughness status card. That's one of his strengths, but usually not going to be able to attack him. So usually I'm kind of annoyed that I play him and then I can't attack, because I've just consequential damage remove his toughness. So I don't know. Maybe in a Hawkeye deck I would play him, but not in a Spider-Man deck. Lockjaw, 4 cost, 4 threat or 4 damage. It's way too bad. You can always get him, but he's like insanely bad. So now we have Rstorcdk, and this is actually quite interesting because he has these encounter cards, 2 cost, 3 health. He can potentially deal 6 sword or 6 damage, so that can actually be a utility card here. And since we have the Spider Sense that can cancel some of these encounter cards, I think this is actually going to be a great choice here. Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Again, we can... Oh yeah, the theme. And he gets 2+2 for a chosen power. Wait a minute. Let's compare this to Stealth Strike. Same cost, 4 damage, 4 damage. He can just stay on the board, take a hit, or keep damaging, or keep thwarting. I think this is going to be it. So Vivian, after Vivian enters play, choose an attachment on the elite minion or non-permanent side scheme until the end of the round. Treat that card to print the text if it was blank. So this is insane. Like, we have a utility card here. If you get like a nasty attachment, we just remove it with Vivian or make it blank for a round. This will be great. So Moon Girl, well, this fits our theme. I have to be in Genius, so I have to be in Alter Ego though, but still. I have to play Moon Girl from your hand, draw 1 card for each mental resource you use to pay for her. It's gonna be Peter, mental resource. This is mental resource. The power in all of us is potentially a mental resource. This is wild. I mean, this web shooters can be mental resources. So if I am in Alter Ego, this is gonna be a great play. I can't play her in hero form, but I think this is gonna be the most incredible Alter Ego play I can ever make. So I need to keep her. Otherwise. Maybe keeping Snow Guard on the side if I need a card. She could be really good. So usually what I'm looking at here, maybe I would like to have a little bit more damage. I think these allies can actually do quite well in the front. Oh, 2 thwart. He can actually be +3 in the initial phase. Yeah, maybe I should just focus on getting more damage here. So how would I do that? I would probably add some... I know not everyone likes this. I would like the pulse grenades here. At least 2 of them. Because with the new enemies, they just have even more boost cards. Even more boost. Some of them have 4 now, so it's actually going to be able to deal 8 damage if you're like really lucky. And I think I have 1 card left. For ping damage, if the Haymaker is not going to be enough, I can still ping them with the Plasma Pistol. I know it's not really going to fit Peter Parker to run around with a Plasma Pistol. But still, this is just going to be able to be that last ping. So maybe Black Cat and the Plasma Pistol can just ping off some annoying toughness cards or stuff like that. Again, it's not an attack, so it's an action. So I really need to consider that as well. So yeah, I think that was my 40 cards. But yeah, that's my deck. So let's look at the cards here. 15 Spider-Man cards. The hero card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So that's 25 cards, that's 40 cards in total. I would never go beyond 40 cards because the best cards are always your hero cards. And the more often you get to shuffle your deck, the more often you're going to see these cards like Swing Web Kick and Spider Tracers and Backflips and all of that. So you really want to get your cards back. So building like a 40 plus card deck is always going to hinder you in my opinion. So now you see how I usually build my decks. I just go from one place to another. Usually I'm testing them, and this time I was just lucky and everything just clicked. Usually I will test a few things. Moon Girl might be an option that I never got to play her. I would replace her with something else, but I found that it was a really good card when I actually got to play her, so it stayed in my deck. I mean, everything just stayed the way I just built it. That's a rare case. Usually you have to rebuild your deck a few times to get it working. But I ran through the whole Sinister motive with this deck, and I'm very pleased with it. And I hope this will encourage you to build your own decks. I mean, deck building is most of the game. So I hope you like what you saw. Let me know what you think in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe to the channel for more Marvel Champions content and other board games as well. I'll see you next time.